Well, Reverend Andy's not well right now. He
Oh,
actually moved in. So the other day in the morning, he said, "Okay, I'm ready to move in. I'm ready to move in." So I was really excited. I had a good feeling about it. I felt happy. I was just really excited about it. I didn't have any bad feelings. And he came and he brought a box. He brought a box of his things. In fact, I have the box, the picture of the box. Let me see if I could put that here. Can you guys see that? So that's his stuff.
a watermelon?
Yeah, yeah. So this watermelon is all I got from my whole relationship with Andy. All I got out of it was this watermelon. So out of all the time I spent with him, the hours and hours and all the money I spent on his meals and his Ubers and his lifts, he did leave a watermelon for me. So that is, I guess, a positive thing. He also left
something.
He also left this sausage, this plate of sausage. And I was freaking out last night, Sugar, because I was a little desperate and hungry, and I started to eat the sausage that Andy left. And then I started freaking out, like, what is in this sausage? And I actually, I usually don't call exes or guys that I dated or don't want to see anymore. But I called Andy because I was so worried that these, what was in the sausage, which was laced with something. And so I did call him, and he said, "Do not worry, it was just sausage." So I got a watermelon and I got sausage out of the relationship, so I didn't really come out on top too much. I mean, I feel like we both came out on bottom. We both did not do well.
The least he could have left you was a laced, dosed sausage.
Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
Hey, what's up, Lisa? It's Gonzo.
It's Gonzo.
We missed it. What happened with you and Andy? I don't think you talked about that.
Well, he moved in. Well, he did move in. And I was so excited and happy about it. I really was happy about it. It felt like Christmas. I had this excited feeling that I had had in a long time. And then he came, and you know what? When he walked into my apartment, he didn't even look at me. He kind of walked past me, and he wasn't excited about being with me. That's how I felt. I felt that he just needed a place to stay. And he was complaining. He was complaining about the bed. He was complaining about there was no TV. And then I got him a TV. I got him a big TV from my neighbor, Brandon, and he was complaining about the TV. Yeah. So it just went really bad, Gonzo. I was excited. I said, "Andy, I want to go to the beach with you. I want to go to, the Grove with you. I want to take you to lunch. I want to start thinking of ideas. Let's do some cameos. Let's get some money going." And he didn't want to do any of that. All he wanted to do was sleep all day. And I got depressed, and it got really awkward. You know that feeling like before you break up with someone, it's like a dark, cold feeling, and all of a sudden it gets really awkward? That's how it felt. It felt like that, like almost immediately. And I felt like this wasn't even Andy that I knew. It was like a different Andy. It was like a hollow Andy, one that didn't have any warmth towards me. And then he asked me to give him a massage, right? And I was like, "Oh, maybe he wants to hook up with me," because that's why most guys want massages. So I gave him a massage, and it was weird. It was like he wasn't even in his body. He didn't even say thank you. He turned his back towards me. He was complaining about the massage, and he was so.
He was in a bad mood.
Yeah, no, he was in a bad mood.
Engagement.
Yeah.
Did you give back his ring?
No. I mean, I had bought that ring, so it's my ring. But so when I massaged him, he was like, "Oh no, use your elbow." I'm like, "Don't be picky. You're living in my home. You brought your stupid watermelon here and your sausage, and that's it. Nothing to contribute at all. I've been paying for his meals for the last 2 months." And at first I was okay with it, but what I noticed is I actually have a lot of resentment about it. I'm resentful towards him, and I don't feel towards him the way I want to feel towards a guy. I want to feel like I'm being taken care of. And I want to feel like, I'm getting something out of it, like something is in it for me, but I just feel like I was paying for everything. Now he's living with me. He's messing up my apartment. He's complaining about the massage. He complained about the TV that I got just for him. And I don't know, all of a sudden, all my feelings went cold. So that's what happened.
Well, that's what happens when you move in with somebody sometimes.
Yes, yes. So if you have any question on whether you really like somebody or not, move in with that person because you'll be able to tell. And I wasn't able to tell before that. It's weird. When we did FaceTime, I would FaceTime with him all day. All day. We'd be FaceTiming and it would be so funny. I'd be laughing and laughing at his situations that he got himself in and laughing at his friends' situations. And even at dinner, it was like funny. It was like, oh, I don't mind paying for this. You know, I'm going to get something out of it. I'm going to, you know, he's going to be nice. But if you're not nice, it's just done for me. You have to be nice.
Is he going to be a part of the show anymore?
I do not know. That's a good question. So the thing about Andy that I learned is he actually sleeps all day. So I'm shocked that he was even ever on the show. I'm shocked that he was on the show one time. So I don't know. I mean, I just can't believe what I saw in that like 6 hours. You know, in the 6 hours that he was living with me.
So you guys lived together for 6 hours?
Yes, it was 6 hours and I couldn't, and it was too much for me. It just felt, it's like hard to explain the feeling that I got, but it was dark, it was cold. And he kept saying to me, you know, you're in a bad mood.
Happens when Andy Dick loves it.
Yeah. No, when he moved in, it just went really, and I was trying to do things for him. I was excited. I was excited about him moving in. I was really excited about it. And the extreme feeling of when he moved in and how he was acting towards me, it was just an ungrateful asshole. Like, that's just how I can describe it. He was ungrateful. And then he said all his friends were calling him to tell him that, that I was using him, that I was a climber, like all these things about me. And he just like believed those people who are all a bunch of crackheads. So basically he had like 12 crackheads calling him saying that I was climbing him, but he really just needs, like, I'm out now. Like, you know how they say on Shark Tank, because of this, I am out. I am out. I'm not helping anymore. I'm not paying for one more meal. He's not living here. That's for sure. And I'm not doing anything else for him. So that's just it. I'm out. And if somebody else wants to step up, they can. But, you know, people are comparing it to Benji. Benji was pissed. You kept mooching off him. I was really fucking nice to Benji, and I still am. So that's the difference. That's the difference. If Andy mooched on me and he was nice to me, I would have kept doing it. But he was an asshole, and I'm not exaggerating at all. He was an asshole the whole time, ungrateful, a jerk. Callie called him, that roommate, and she said that I was stealing cars and just ridiculous bullshit.
I heard that too.
Yeah. So she said I was stealing cars.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So she was spreading that around. And Andy, you know, he just believed her over me. So once you start believing Callie over me, I'm completely 100% out, and I don't care. There's nothing he can do to get in my good graces right now. So that's what's going on, Gonzo.
Okay,
hello, Lias.
Sorry, I just wanted to hear what happened. I hope Andy comes back. I miss Andy. That was a interesting thing that happened to him last weekend. So
yeah, no, I mean, he's definitely funny, but you know, I just can't. It's like a huge liability. I really like the building I live in, and I want to stay here, and I want to live a nice life. I want to be invited back places.
Oh, are you afraid that if he lives in your building, you're going to get kicked out because he's going to?
You know how afraid I was of him being here? This is really bad. So when I kicked him out, I wasn't really watching him pack. And I told him I was leaving, so he had to leave too. So when we left at the same time, I started freaking out because I realized Kermit's ashes are here. And that's my main valuable possession. And I was thinking, what the hell if he stole those ashes? That's how much I don't trust him. So that is a bad sign. When you don't trust.
Be able to sell those ashes. I don't think
well, I was worried he'd like smoke them or something. I mean, that's how much I don't trust this guy. That's how far, this is how bad it gets. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. I was worried. I was freaking out. I ran up back into my apartment. I made sure the ashes were still there. And I just said, if I can't trust this guy with my you know, deceased dog's ashes, I should not be marrying him. I used to think, I don't know what is wrong with me, that I thought I could change any person. I just thought, I said, you know, this guy is so funny. He's so adorable. And I am enjoying him on the phone and when we go to dinners. But every dinner we ever went to, he was running away from the dinner. And he never offered to pay. And he never offered any, there was like literally nothing in it for me at all. Like nothing. Just like helping him. And that did make me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And it did help Kermit and friends. So that is something. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I want to feel like I could trust the person. No, I want to feel. Yeah, I want to feel like I can trust the person. That's it. And like if you don't have trust and you don't feel like loving feelings, that's where it can go really bad. That's how I felt.
We have to stop putting expectations on Andy that he can't meet.
Yeah,
Let's just let Andy be Andy. If you had left him alone in your house, do you know what you would have come home to? All those people and the destruction. That is that is constant with him.
Yeah. Yeah. I figured that, Sugar. I just, it's true. Nobody asked me to marry them before. No one did. And he did. And I thought, God, maybe there's more to this guy than what I see here. Maybe there's more to him. Maybe he's actually seeing something in me that, other people didn't see. I just thought, I don't know. I just was thinking he's funny. Like I
love Andy.
Yeah.
I completely understand. I mean, I'm in love with Andy. I'm fascinated. I get thrilled. I get excited. Every time he talks, the sound of his voice, I like the way he looks. I like the way he walks. I completely understand.
I love the way he walks. I love
everything about Andy is, I mean, he's a big star for a reason. Everything about him is just, it just draws you to him. And he's so funny without even trying. And he has got this amazing personality. So I totally understand why you feel the way you do about Andy. But that feeling that I think that you were feeling when he was there was loneliness. That is extreme loneliness when you're with the wrong person and they're making you feel bad in your own safe home.
Yes. And my home started to not feel safe. And I was looking at him. And when I was massaging him, it was almost like he wasn't in his body. Like he was, first of all, he looked like 130 years old. I'm not kidding. He is like almost like decrepit right now. He's not well. This guy is not well. He does not look his age. He looks ill, like very ill. And I tried to help. And I even got him this baby bottle because I didn't want him to do drugs, but I thought if I just put a little bit of alcohol in here, then that would be okay, right? So I put a little tequila in here and I gave him the baby bottle. He was so mad at me. And there was just nothing I could do. And he looked sick and I felt like it was just over my head, the whole thing. So I just don't think I'm up for the challenge. It seems like a big challenge. I don't think I can do it. I thought I could.
Dr. Drew couldn't do it.
Right. Yeah, Dr. Drew.
How are we going to do it if Dr. Drew can't do it? The whole idea I thought with Andy is like, let's just let Andy be Andy. Somehow he is still walking around on this earth. What if we just accept him for what he is and help when we can?
Yes.
And also, I was concerned. I know Lucas didn't have the best behavior, but he looked like, I didn't realize, like, he's really young, you know, and I saw him and I was like, well, maybe we can, help Lucas. And that's sort of the whole mission of us doing this is to,
we can't help
acceptance. Well, that's the thing, is also to accept when you can't help somebody, I think.
Why did Andy Dick decide to move in? Like, what prompted that he moved in with you?
So I think what it was is like he had all these things stolen from his apartment, right? And he doesn't even have anything, but whatever he had was stolen. So he posted this. I don't know if you could see this. So this is what he posted on his Instagram. So basically he wrote, this guy Lucas like stole all his belongings. So he didn't have anything. So he was just desperate and he just wanted to move anywhere else. Right. So when that happened, he didn't care. It wasn't really about me. He just wanted to get out of there. And so I thought, okay, this is a great opportunity. I can move him in here and feed him and he can eat healthy. And I could, just drink a little bit of alcohol. That's it. No drugs at all. And we can exercise. We can go hiking. We could go to the beach. That's going to be perfect for him. And then he's going to feel good. And then everything's going to change. So I thought that, but I was way off because all he wanted to do was sleep all day. He didn't want to go hiking. He didn't want to go to the beach. He didn't want to do any of that. All the plans I had, he didn't want to do. Everything I've ever wanted to do, he's never wanted to do. So I say, Andy, let's do 20 cameos right now. Because each cameo he makes $150, right? So I said, let's do 20 right now. Let's get you some money in the bank because he was like negative. So I said, let's get you out of the negative. And he didn't do it. Like, so, there's things that can be done that can help him, that can get him into a really good place. But he has no there's nothing inside of him that makes him want to do that. He does not want to do it. He just doesn't want to. So I can't make somebody do something they don't want to do. I want to do those things. I want to go to the beach. I want to go hiking. I want to do cameos. I want to do podcasts. I want to do things, you know, but he just does not want to do it. So I can't force him to do something he does not want to do. I just have to go my way. He has to go his way. And I just, part of me thinks I should just find a regular guy.
And when you asked him to, how did he leave? And did he object to you asking him to leave your flat?
No, it was really obvious. There's this like tension that was there. Right. There was a tension that was there that was like really cold. And I felt it a few times before in my life. And it's not a feeling that I like. It's weird. I used to feel it with some coworkers. Like when I was working in a big office, there was this one girl that used to work there. And man, she was like just a cold bitch, you know, but it was good because there was 300 people working there. So I could work with anybody. And I knew that once I stopped working at that job, I'd never hear about her again. I knew it, and I never did since. But like in a working environment, like you have to figure out like how to deal with a person like that and, you know, not let it affect your work. And even though she was sitting like right across from me, she didn't affect me at all. Cause I knew like what I had accomplished in my life, like just like killed like any nonsense she had going on. Right. So I just like, I don't know. It didn't do anything negative to me. But with Andy, like I really did like love him. You know, I felt love for him. So it was different. And I couldn't treat him like a colleague that I didn't get along with. I had to like really look at the situation and I had to say, okay, maybe I need to remove myself from the situation. You know, instead of just like trying to make it work or just like avoiding things. I felt
also,
like,
you can't really avoid someone if they're in your apartment.
Yeah, it's a very
and it's horrible. Apartment. And it's really horrible having like a negative force that you know you've got to live with and they're just kind of there. And it changes the whole atmosphere because you can't even be at home and enjoy yourself anymore. Yeah. It's like you're at home and there's a constant kind of problem there. But then how did you get him out, if you know what I mean? Like, did you sit him down and talk to him and say, look, I think it's better you leave?
Well, it was really awkward because he was on the phone talking to all these people on the phone, okay, negatively about me. I was being accused of all kinds of things. He was believing those people. And it hurt me a lot because that made me feel like I feel like I'm too old to be explaining myself to people at this point, right? So if a bunch of people tell Andy I stole a car or using him for money or using him for fame, like at this point, like I have no desire to say, oh, Andy, I'm not dating you because of this. I'm dating you because of that. Or Andy, I didn't steal that car because, or Andy, I didn't do that because, like, I just don't want to explain myself. If he doesn't like understand me and who I am at this point, never mind.
Yeah.
I really just don't want to explain myself to people anymore. I mean, I don't know if that's like part of a relationship to have to like defend yourself against people. He says all his friends hate me, but all his friends are like drug dealers. So I really don't care how they feel about me. But
well, I wonder because like the last program you had the guy doing a handstand and he like fell on a load of broken glass and stuff. Like,
yeah, like those are his friends. Yeah,
they're not like the calmest people in the world.
Exactly. You're such a nice guy.
Well, the other thing was as well, because I was thinking, because you do have like, even with people on Kermit and Friends, like there's a lot of love that you get and also like a lot of kind of hate and chaos and stuff. What with it being Mother's Day in America, has your mum seen Kermit and Friends and what does she think about it?
Yeah, my mom watches Kermit and Friends and, you know, she was concerned about the whole Andy thing, but she was very concerned about it. She gets very worried and like, you know, anxious and stuff like that. But I just would say to her and anyone else is you have to like go through things yourself. I had to try. I would have been sorry if I didn't try. And, you know, sometimes you just got to try and not worry about what people are thinking, you know, like you can't tell anybody what to do. Like I can't tell my mom what to do. She can't tell me what to do. You just can't tell anybody what to do. They have to, you know, you just have to focus on yourself and do what'll make you happy. And I was happy having Andy involved in the show. I really was. Like he was like delightful as a Kermitarian. But as a boyfriend,
you don't want to be married to him, yeah.
Yeah. As a boyfriend, he really wasn't that good.
The sky